My name is Jim McDonald. That is my name. I am Irish. Any Irish in? Never realized how Irish I was, so I took one of those DNA ancestry tests. Came back 96.4% Irish, 3.6% blood alcohol. That is 100% Irish. I like alcohol, but I don't party anymore. That's a young person's word, right? Party? You could party in your 20s and 30s, and that's acceptable, but you can't be middle-aged like me and say you're a partier. You're not a partier. You, my friend, have a drinking problem. Some people spice up the word. They pronounce it partay. Ever heard that? They'll come up to you after the show. They go, Jim, would you like to come out with us and partay? If you say that, you have to stop. Because when you pronounce it partay, you sound like you've had a head injury. And you need speech therapy.
The biggest one, St. Paddy's Day. We drink on St. Patrick's Day because a 5th century monk chased the snakes out of Ireland. Well, good enough for me. Woo, let's drink up. No more snakes. I'm not Irish, so I've never understood why the Irish thought it was a good idea to cook up corned beef and cabbage and serve it to people who are drinking beer all day. Obviously, they were not thinking ahead of the morning of March 18th. Here's my theory: the snakes left Ireland voluntarily. I mean, like it or not, alcohol is weaved into the fabric of American history. The Star-Spangled Banner. We all remember from school, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, but he only wrote the words. He did not write the music. He wrote the words to fit a popular piece of music at the time, which is a rowdy bar song called Anacreon in Heaven. This is true, look it up. Our national anthem is set to a drinking song. You know what that means? It means getting this close to having the Star-Spangled Banner sung to the tune of 99 bottles of beer in the wall. That's how close it came, folks. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail, with rockets or glam buds bursting in air. Hand me a beer because the flag is still there. Play ball!
I wanted to learn another language, so I went to Ireland. Okay. My friend married a girl from there, a beautiful Irish girl, and we were there. And the day before the wedding, we were walking through the streets of Dublin, and this woman had her purse stolen. Little white guy, little white legs. He just ran off. And I was watching him, and I had time to think about, I was like, I could catch him. I had time to think about catching him. I'm white, I've never caught anybody in my life, you know, and so I run after him, and I get him. All of a sudden, I'm right next to him. I'm like, oh, that was quick. And I get the purse back for the woman, and she's so appreciative. She comes up, she hugs me, her passport's in there, a bunch of cash. And she runs off. And something I hadn't noticed was he had little guys with him, little buddies, that were kind of blocking us off as we were chasing. I didn't even notice. I thought they were chasing him too. I was wondering why they were so slow. And they all surrounded me. They were the same height. They were surrounding me. And I'm like, oh my God, did I land on a witch? Like, what happened? And one of them looks at me and he's like, if you ever do that again, we'll kill you. And I was like, oh my God, that accent is so adorable, you know? It is so cute. Let's, you know, we took a picture together, and we don't do that enough in this country. Take pictures with the people who just robbed us, right? We need to do that more. I was on the news that night. Crime in Ireland cut 50%. I'm like, oh my God, all the crime in America. The one time I stop it, I'm in the safest country in the world. But it is a beautiful accent if you know anybody from Ireland or if you've been there. It's just lyrical the way they speak. And we try to do the accent, but it always turns into a Jamaican accent whenever I'm married. Hey Patrick, top of the morning to you, man. Happy St. Patrick's Day. What? Aaron go bra, man. Yeah, I know it's a shamrock, but we smoke it anyway, man. That's Jamaican, not Ireland. Jamaica is Ireland, man. It's Southwest Ireland. You gotta look at a map, man. You gotta look at a map. We smoked the map, man. We smoked it. It was the only paper we had left. Okay, pal. We don't get our accents right, I don't think, because we don't go overseas that much, right? We go state to state for our vacations. We don't go overseas. Every state now is like its own country. And a lot more Americans are moving south to Arizona, Texas, Florida, California. I don't know if Americans are moving south for the weather, or if it's because as a country, we've gotten so overweight, we're actually sliding down the planet, guys. Right? Just clinging to Texas as we have a few more nachos down into Mexico, hopping off at the Panama Canal, all the way. Eventually, we're hanging off the bottom of the South Pole. Penguins are running for their lives. I've seen what they do to turkeys. Go, go. Morgan Freeman's narrating, you know.
Make matters more difficult, I'm Italian. My wife is full-blooded Irish. And no kidding. Oh, I know now. Oh, where were you when you could have helped me? Should have been at our reception. It was like Armageddon. You ever been in a room with 150 drunk Italians on one side and 150 drunk Irishmen on the other? My side looked like The Sopranos. Hers looked like Whitey Bulger in the cast from Ray Donovan. They announced a wedding party and the reception turned into West Side Story. We're all circling each other like this. My people looking over at our people. Oh, you look at those Irishmen, bunch of whiskey drinking cops. The Irish, they're all cops. Forget about them. Tony D, how you doing? Her family's no better. All her people looking over at my people. Would you look at the Italians? You know they're all in the mafia, each and every one of them. The pinky ring, that's the code. We want to make shopping easy on both families, so we just register at the liquor barn. Been married a long time, man. Know what I found out? Irish girls are mean. Yeah. They're just like Italian girls, but can't cook. Irish girls all mad at me now? Good, get in line behind my wife.
We discovered marijuana before we discovered whiskey. Well, I tell you, Irish dancing be very different. You know, we might even use our hands. You know? It's nice to be here. The Cat Care Society in Denver caught on fire this week, but no animals were hurt. A bunch of veterinarians, we all got over there and helped, got them all out of there, no burns or smoke inhalation. But the next day in the paper, the fire marshal said he believed that the fire at the Cat Care Society had been caused by mice chewing electrical wiring. You can't even make that up. You can't even write stuff like that. Chew right here, Stuart Little.
I have parents I love very much. I have a dad who's amazing. He's incredible. My dad, he's from Ireland. He was born in Ireland, came here when he was a kid. But we have his birth certificate. We were just looking at it. He has a birth certificate, and it's from Ireland. It's very Irish. It's like a scroll. It's really long. It's like half written in Gaelic. A leprechaun handed it to us. I'm like, where was he? And he's like, we just get one when we're born. Right? It's like half written in Gaelic, and it has like, everything's weighed in like Irish, like he was weighed in stones. And then it said he was 3.5 potatoes long. I was like, how long is that, Dad? And he's like, well, it was early harvest, so maybe. I was like, oh, come on, don't pretend, come on. And he was naturalized as a citizen when he was 8 years old. He became a U.S. citizen, and they took his measurements then, and this is 100% true. When my dad he saw his naturalization papers when he was 8 years old, he was 5'9" tall and 170 pounds. He was a man. That's a third grade man. That's an adult man. Then he was 8 years old, like, I'm not really good at subtraction. I kind of understand addition. That's the size of the average American man. That's the kind of thing where he joins the soccer team and there's a news story written about how they think that somebody snuck an adult on the kid's soccer team. And that's my dad, look, it's just me, guys. He's big now, he is big. He's 6'5", he's a big dude. He's huge. You can hear him coming a mile away, but he's also a Vietnam vet. And he uses those skills against us when we were growing up. Right? Because you can hear him coming a mile away. But one time I was a kid, and I was taking the trash cans out to the backyard, and I take the trash can out, and I turned around, and he was right on top of me. And I screamed. And I didn't hear him coming. I never heard him coming. And he goes, I learned that in Nam. And then he just disappeared into the bushes. My mom is mad at me right now. She's really mad at me because my mom bought a parrot. She bought a loud tropical bird. Which, first of all, can we all agree that bird people are weird? Hey, wow, thank you guys, thank you. That's the most agreement I've had. I'm like, Apple Watches suck. You're like, no, but we do hate bird people. You're like, this we can get on board with. Every bird person is an old, crazy white lady with long hair, like, and the bird's eating food out of her mouth, and she's like, he loves it. Ugh. It's every bird person, right? They start to look alike. Right. So my mom's decided she wants to be one of these crazy people. So she bought a parrot, and she got mad at me because she thought I was going to be excited, and I was angry. And I was mad at her, and here's why. Because parrots live an average of 80 years. Yeah, my mom did not buy herself a parrot now. She bought me a parrot later. And I don't want to be a crazy bird lady. Now, here's the thing. My mom is 57 years old. All right, she might live to 137. She might live 80 more years, but I don't know about that. This woman's like, your mom's gonna die. You're like super jazzed. Here's the thing, she is, and I have to accept that. And here's the thing, she is gonna pass sooner rather than later. And I'll tell you guys this, do you guys know what Tab is? Yeah. Right? The soda pop, right? It's a soda from the 1980s that they stopped marketing because it gives lymphoma to lab rats. My mom drinks 2 12-packs a day. I am not, she goes to the one grocery store that sells it and she chugs it like it's going out of style. And it did in 1987. Yeah. And I tell her, I go, Mom, this is bad for you. And she goes, well, I'm not a lab rat. Sound logic. You can't argue with that. It's perfect logic. But I have to accept that one day my mom's gonna pass. I have to accept that, right? 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20 years. And then I'm gonna be stuck with this stupid parrot that she raised. So it's gonna have the same emotional problems that I have. You're like, are you wildly insecure too? I am! Do you wanna eat your feelings too? I do! All right, come on, Penelope. What's gonna happen?
My name is Joey Callahan, and you may have heard that, but I got here and I was introduced to someone and they go, Callahan, that's really Irish. I go, yeah, and then I was thinking about it. My mother's maiden name was O'Connor, and my grandmother's name was Gallagher. I'm literally related to the cast of Riverdance. Callahan, O'Connor, and Gallagher sounds like a law firm you don't want to hire. People calling up, Callahan, O'Connor, Gallagher, and Goldberg. Yeah, can we talk to that fourth guy, please? We want to talk to I'd like to hire the fourth guy, please. That'd be great.
I'm Jewish. My wife is Irish Catholic. I married a beautiful Irish girl. So we had to raise the kids Catholic. That's just the rule. I don't know. I just show up. It's fine. It's fine. Except I think my kids might be a little anti-Semitic. Just a little. Just a little. You hear comments. I don't want to make a big deal. I remember one time my son, he was 4 years old. He asked me if I'd buy him his own real car, you know? I thought that was kind of cute. I said, no, Daddy can't do that. That would cost too much money. You know what he said? You people. That's all you ever think about. My kids built a clubhouse in the backyard. I asked if I could join. My 8-year-old pulls me aside. He says, look, if it were up to me... I'm trying to stay in shape. I got a little bit of, just a little bit, I got a little bit of a middle-aged paunch. Got mine early. Got it when I was 12. I can't lose the weight. I've tried everything except for diet and exercise. But essentially, all kinds of things. I had to go in for hernia surgery. That's a joy. Oh, that's it. And then I got an infection because apparently my insurance doesn't actually cover sanitizing the surgical equipment. Just covers rinsing off, you know.
So I live now in a town that's exactly like this audience, but completely reversed. I live in West New York, New Jersey. Yes, that is the reaction it gets. Absolutely nothing. And it's we're the oldest Cuban city north of Miami. So everybody in town who's older than, 45 is, everybody's Cuban or Dominican, and a lot of Central Americans now, and me. And the first morning I moved there, I tried to pay for some breakfast, and the guy behind the counter looked at me and he said, "Officer, your money's no good in here. Thanks for keeping our streets safe." didn't even get it at first. And then I was like, oh, well, top of the morning to you then there, lad. And thank you for including me. You know, like, one tall white guy, he just assumes I'm some Irish cop from the Untouchables, you know? And I've been sitting in a time machine for 90 years with my Thompson gun until they needed me in West New York. Any cops here? We could thank you for your... Okay, let's move on. I saw you looking around, ma'am. You're getting nervous like I am, because when people look around, there's no cops. The thieves are like, I could take this place right now. It's just kind of... man, I didn't realize cops make out. I have not paid for a meal since I moved to West New York. I got 4 tires, new tires for my car. I got a free gym membership so I can fight crime more effectively. It's ridiculous. I figured out I'm not playing a cop, I'm playing a corrupt cop. Right. And it's more fun because I'm always the nice guy in real life. And in West New York, I get to be the dirty cop. And I'm selling it. I'm drinking way too much. I'm lying to my wife about where I've been every night till 4 a.m. You know, I don't even have a wife. This is all in my imagination. I've created this dirty cop character. I even wardrobe it right. I wear a black leather trench coat because that's what Denzel wore in Training Day. And I just want to kind of have it down. We have, the only people who've heard of it is because we have more Catholic churches, and I think churches in general, than any city in the country per person. So they know of my law enforcement background in town. So they asked me to join the neighborhood watch because we guard the nativity scenes every December. So I'm a manger ranger for 3 weeks every December. I got into it. I made a whole uniform up. I had a blue jumpsuit. I took one of those, you know, Smokey the Bear cop hats. I glue gunned the wise men on it. I looked good. You know, it was a Jägermeister giveaway hat, but I had put the wise men on it, and I knew that one was going to be iffy in here. It was a non-caffeine giveaway hat. It was a Sprite hat. I took a Sprite hat and I glue gunned on the wise men. Thank you. You guys give me another week, I'll give you Joseph Smith's biography when I'm up here. I gotta tell you, you know, any day with a glue gun is a fun day, right, ladies? It's not a bedazzler day, but it's still a pretty good day with the glue gun. I got in here early today because I just wanted to drive out and see if you guys had a Michael's around here. I like to do a little beading just to sort of center myself before shows. There's actually a Michael's near my house, and I go in because they have an awesome old-time candy counter. So you go in, you get all these weird taffy things and gum that comes in the little sack, like it's gold that you mined. And I took it up to the counter, and the woman was like, "Is this really why you came in?" Like, I think I insulted her. I was just like, and to find out when the scrapbooking class starts, because I had the glue gun, and I figure, you know, some seashells and some funny pictures. And I was just like, I'm just gonna get out of here.
I come from a big Irish Catholic family, so that's always been our excuse for drinking. We're like, we're Irish, that's why we're drunk, woo! And then my family went to Ireland, and we're like, we're not Irish. We're just drunk Americans getting out of control. My family got thrown out of bars in Ireland. You know how out of control you have to be for the Irish to cut you off? We were out drinking, and this old Irish man came up to us, and he's like, "That's not how we leave bars in Ireland." And we were like, whatever, high five, headlock. And he was like, "No, seriously, get out." And we were like, "Sorry, Father." I'm a big white wine drinker. That's my drink of choice, because I feel like it fits my look. Thank you. Thank you. I'm like, hey, is there a PTA meeting later? I'll be there. I'll bring a box Pinot. It'll be great. When's the next soccer game? More of a Cabernet, but still. And then I show up, and people are like, "Where's your kid?" I'm like, I don't have any. I am just here for the divorced dads. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I know they're probably not here tonight. I know, because it's a Saturday. Unless it's their other weekend. All I'm saying is I can be a mom 4 days a month. I love that. That took a sec. That's what I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for a divorced dad, a guy that's like broken down, like beaten down by life, like just exhausted with good health care. That's the payoff, you know? When you're younger, you're like, oh, maybe somebody who looks good with their shirt off, you know? Maybe hair. You get older, you're just like Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's it.
I do. I got a fun family, Irish Catholic family. So big Irish Catholic family. Any Irish folks here tonight? You got any Irish? No, of course not. There's no. You can tell I'm Irish. I'm getting a sunburn right now, just standing up here under these lights. I have SPF 98 on, and I'm still gonna peel in about 20 minutes. I mean, this is. I know it's not, and I have a fair complexion. That's what the team of dermatologists told me. That's right. I have a team of dermatologists. You have a fair complexion. Again, the medical jargon. I'll slow down if this is... You have a fair... When you're dating, I call it an unfair complexion. There's not a lot of women out there going, gosh, I hope he's ghostly looking. I want to see right through this loser. You don't see that on any profile page. You really don't. So it's not easy having this. That's all I'm saying. I'm not 100% Irish. My mom is from Ireland, but my dad's not. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I guess technically I'm half Irish, half white. So.
Never got along with my dad because he's a big drinker, half Irish and all Scotch. Anybody like that? And the man's urine sample had salt around the rim. It was nuts, people. Looked like a margarita. My dad. We used to go get them the belt, too. Anyone go do that, remember? We'd go get them the tool to beat our behind. Remember that? Go get my belt. Okay. Because we're idiots. I'm walking by my sister. Guess what? I get to get the belt. Yeah, and you want to know why? Because I'm a moron, that's why. I give my dad the belt off the bathrobe. Let it rip, Dad, let it rip. It's a belt. Got that JCP logo back here and all that. I actually did a show last week. They were so drunk, didn't even know I was there. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, that was a weird church. I'll tell you that right now. That was... It's a Catholic church in Vegas. Anyone been to that one? Our Lady of the Scotch and Soda. No one been to that one? Have any Catholic people here tonight? We're the Catholic folks. Nobody. Okay, good. Okay. Right? What a night!
I can't stand it when I see kids trying to like look gangsta. And one of the things they'll do is like when they're approaching a girl, they'll like limp up to her. They'll be like, "Yeah, what's up, girl? How you doing? Yeah." I don't know about you, but I don't think it's cool to look injured. What's this kind of kid do when he really wants to impress the girl? How's he approach her then? Is he like... They call me Gimp Daddy. Girl, paralyzed by your parathighs. I want to be really cool, so I was thinking about getting a wheelchair. Roll out much money. And I don't think that black people like it when white kids imitate their culture, which I can relate to, because as an Irish American, I can't stand it when I'm in a club and I see some black guy with a Guinness in one hand and a shillelagh in the other. And he's just jigging away. Oh, down here, boy, the pipes are calling. Bachelor boy knows what I'm talking about.
I was in a car crash. I had an old car, I wrecked it. I was driving home from a show, and my car, it was raining, and my car hydroplaned. I hit the divider, and then my car flipped over. Yeah, and then over again, and I finally came to a rest on its side. Now, hydroplaned, that's a word I learned after my accident. Because America, you're great people to have around after a crisis. Everyone I told, oh, hydroplaned, what you should have done. What you should have done is slow down to 50 miles an hour, pull into the middle lane, and you would have been okay. Yeah, where were you when I left that night? The same thing happened to me on a beach out on Long Island, New York. I was swimming. I got caught in a riptide. We don't have riptides like that in Ireland. 6 surfers had to come out and get me. Do you know how embarrassing it is to be sitting on a beach while 6 surfers walk up to you and individually tell you what you should have done in a riptide? Oh, look, it's very easy. Next time you get caught in a riptide, just swim parallel to the shore till you come out of it and you'll be okay. Really, it's that easy, is it? Put up a sign, maybe. I'm sitting there shivering with a blanket around me. This little girl walks by with her father. What happened to that man, Daddy? Oh, he got caught in a riptide, sweetheart. Doesn't he know he's supposed to swim parallel to the shore? Foreigners. So my car flipped over, right? Now, I'm driving along and I had an iPod which was hooked to my stereo. And I was listening to U2, obviously. And as my car flipped over, my iPod shuffled to one of my wife's awful Barbra Streisand songs. So I'm spinning through the ear, and instead of bracing for impact, I'm just reaching for the iPod. I'm like, oh, not now, Barbara, it's not a good time. Please, no. Because the last thing I need to be found dead at the bottom of a wreckage by a hunky fireman who couldn't wait to go home, knock on my door, tell my widow, hey, we found your husband. Turns out he was lighting the loafers, did you know that? But it's amazing what goes to your mind, right? Your life doesn't flash before your eyes. You're too busy just going to the bathroom on yourself. That's what happens. And you're not concerned about your own health and your own well-being. Being Irish, I was more concerned about, well, how much of an inconvenience am I being to these other people right now? I'm on the highway, my car is taking up 3 lanes, and I'm sideways. Okay, and I'm listening, and all I can think of was Carrie Underwood, you're a liar. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, Jesus did show up, but he was a small Mexican guy named Jesus. And he dragged me from the fiery wreckage. Like, it's okay, I take the wheel for you. I got take the wheel for you. And I'm worried about this line. And I'm lying there sideways, and I see these legs come run towards me, right? That was Jesus. And he goes, sir, you have to get out of your car. Here's what I said. I went, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna hang out here for a while. I didn't put you out, did I? He went, no, your car, she burns. I go, all right. So I climb up the car, I jump out, I land on the highway, the ambulance come, they pick me up, bring me straight to the hospital, and they put me right in the waiting room. Yes, the waiting room, because that's where you should put somebody who flipped over in a car twice. So I'm sitting in a room, in the waiting room, there's these televisions around the room, and News 12, the local news is on. My accident is on television. And I'm looking at the traffic is just backed up for miles. And everybody's in the waiting room going, see, look at this idiot now, holding up everything. So I get paranoid and I join in. I go, yeah, let's all hope he's dead.
I just came from Wisconsin. They have a drinking problem. In churches in Ireland, they're praying for the people in Wisconsin to stop drinking. I do one impression in all my career, and I'm going to do it for you now. What you're about to see only happens in Wisconsin. Give it a second. When it starts, you're like, no, we've seen that. No, wait for it. Here we go. My one impression only happens in Wisconsin. You know why I'd pull you over? You were weaving all over the road. You still are. It's the only state I've ever said to a cop, get in the back, I'll take you home. Get in the back.
Let's talk about drinking. I was in Houston, Texas. Hey, my Texan people. No, they're nice people. I had a party. I went to a party and I just 2 drinks. I wasn't drunk at all. It was 2 a.m. on the highway. I was driving, and then there's another car that came. And as I was winning the race, I realized that the other car was a cop. And he looked at me and said, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I was like, "Yes, because I won." So I have to get out of the car. He started looking for drugs inside my car. I was like, "Sir, there's no drugs in the car. Everything is in the violin box." Now, he made me do the drinking test, and I have this passion in life to drink 2 bottles of wine at home and practice the drinking test, just to see if I'm good. The first test, you have to walk 20 steps heel to toe. Some of you know the drinking test. Don't be hypocrite. All right. So the cop said, "Go ahead." So I went 1, 2, 3, 20. And then the cop said, "Backwards." And I was like, "Backwards? That is not how I practiced at home." Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have to follow the light. So the cop went like this. And I was like, this. Then he went like that. And I was like, this. And then he went like that. And I was like, have you been drinking too?
I've had quite the weird week so far. A couple days ago, I went to the store to buy a bottle of wine, because clearly I sit down to pee, and it's easier. Okay, you can play on Facebook, it's great. It's not the point. I got the bottle that I wanted. I went to the counter, I put it on the counter, as you do for purchases. And then the lady looked at me, and she looked at the wine, and she looked back at me, and she goes, "Ha! No!" That was it. That was the whole transaction. That's not protocol, okay? You don't just get to go, "No." You at least gotta look at my ID before you say no. I was upset, right? I wasn't mad that she thought I was underage. I get it. I look 17 at best, right? I look like a To Catch a Predator bait child. Right? Like my whole job is just to set you up so I can call Chris Hansen and be like, "He's in the kitchen, he thought I was getting cookies. Go get him, he's being weird." Yeah, I know, I've had this face my whole life. It'd be weird if I didn't, right? It'd be weird if I like Benjamin Button. Like if I went old to this, it'd be goofy, but it's been this the whole time. I wasn't mad that she thought I was underage, but I was upset that she thought an underage person would be buying wine. In what world do you live in, Karen? Where some 17-year-old dude is showing up to this house party like, "Y'all not gonna believe this. I got Pinot Grigio! Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Got that Grigio. Hand me the beer bong. I'm gonna funnel this Moscato. Yeah. Let's do shots of Chardonnay. Let's start a book club." One dude's like, "Let's read The Secret." "Nah, Chad, you gotta go." "How'd you get the address to this party?" "You and your flute gotta leave." It frustrated me. It frustrated me that she thought an underage person would drink wine, because that's not a young people drink. You know what I mean? Like, not one time in your entire life can you tell me a time where you've seen a 17-year-old dude be like, "This Merlot pairs so well with the Doritos Locos Taco." It is just something about Zinfandels in a Hot Pocket to die for. It has never happened, okay? You don't know a 17-year-old that owns a corkscrew, okay? That is a psychopath. How many bottles are you popping? I'd rather you ID me for buying a corkscrew than for buying wine. I think there's two things alcohol-wise we should stop IDing for altogether, right? Wine and bourbon. Yeah, because no matter how old you are, if you're drinking them, you've earned it. Yeah, think about it. If you're drinking wine, clearly you have a lot of emotions. You're going through some things. And if you're drinking bourbon, you have no emotions. You've been through some things. You've earned it.
I haven't given up on love. I haven't. I'm a softie. I don't know. I had an audience member ask me after the last show, they're like, do you date audience members? And I don't. Here's why. It's because most comedy clubs are full of alcohol, have at least a 2-drink minimum, and people are hammered at the end of the night. So they've been drinking, and I always get the worst pickup lines. This guy literally stumbles over to me and goes, yo, do you really have a kid? And I said, yes, I have a son. He goes, you want to go halves on another one? Write that one down, Sparky. That might work.
My dad's mother, my Nana, she lived to be 98. That's a miracle, isn't it? Her secret, very strict diet of cigarettes and butter. I'm not kidding. She smoked 4 packs a day for 100 years. I remember going to my dad and go, hey, maybe we should get Nana to cut down on smoke. And my dad's like, Danny, at this point, that tar and nicotine's the only thing holding your grandmother together. Don't touch her. We loved her to death. She was from Ireland, Limerick, Ireland. She was Miss Irish Cincinnati 1916. That's how old she was. That may have not have been a real pageant. It was probably just a drinking contest. Followed by some boxing. By the time I knew her, she was already 90 years old. My parents, they had her babysit me, for Pete's sake. Or maybe I was supposed to watch her, I don't know. But neither one of us were allowed to touch the stove. And she had the worst advice. She'd be like, Danny, there's no point in brushing your teeth before you go to bed. You're not going to see anybody you know. Oh, really? One time she goes, Danny, walk to the store, get your nan a bottle of beer and a pack of Chesterfields. I'm like, I'm 10. She goes, oh, I'll write you a note. And she did, and they gave it to me. I guess at 10, you're innocent. I was 16, I was like, oh, I should have kept those notes.
And I've done some research on the pirate hymn. The pirate hymn, the lyrics are used across many Christian churches. And as far as I know, my church is the only one that uses this particular tune. The tune is also used by a 1950s Disney movie that was about pirates and the ocean. And so I go, Dad, please explain to me, what is the pirate hymn? And he goes, well, it goes, ya-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, that does sound kind of piratey. But keep going. And he goes, ya-da-da-da-da-da. And that felt so piratey. I was like, whoa. I started to swashbuckle a little bit. I don't know why my pirates are Irish, but they are. It just feels like, I don't know why that's how that goes, but I don't know how to do a pirate accent. It's all Irish. Sorry if you're in Ireland and you're watching this. Ah, you pirates, sir! You over there all red-headed. No, How do you fix that? I know an Irish guy. I don't know how to fix that. I'm part Irish. Whatever. Who cares?